for my TikTok influence. That song is so funny to me because I see so many old ladies or bad dressed people doing it, and I just think that is so funny. What's up, y'all? Oh yeah. If you can see my outfit right now, I would not indeed be killing and no holes because y'all look like a bum. But I just think that's so funny. If I ever do get dressed up, I'm definitely thinking of that song. I was like, what do I want to listen to today? I've been in this melancholy. It was a rainy day, and I was like, I need to put myself up, so Trina it was. And I do not own the rights to that. I have to remember to say that one time, 2 times, 3 times. I figure they gonna strike me, so I might as well give them a song, or 2, or 3, or 4. What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. My voice is already feeling like it's getting dry, but we gonna thug it out. I worked out at home today, and I actually jumped rope today, and I haven't jumped rope in so long that I kind of forgot to do it, but it came back to me a little bit. But man, 40 seconds on and off? Yeah, it was more like 30. And my seconds are not like the timer. I don't know what's up with the timer, but I can count to 30 before it gets to 30 on there, so I think the timer should adjust to what I'm doing, how many jumps I'm doing. If I'm doing 30 jumps faster than 30 seconds, that should still be 30 seconds, unless I'm just jumping that fast. The timer got to be off. It just has to, but I did that today and just chilled out and ready for work. Nothing spectacular, y'all, at all going on. It's quiet, and I love quiet. I'm just sitting back, waiting on something. Prayed up. Stay prayed up, y'all, because something is coming at all times. So you have to cover yourself and stay prayed. Cover your children, cover your family, because it is always something lurking and brewing, and you just got to cover yourself. So I'm praying for y'all. Y'all pray for me and just stay covered. But let's get into this news, speaking of staying covered. After Pakistani javelin athlete Arshad Nadeem hurdled his way into Olympic history books, his country threw him a welcome home party, fit for a king. A bull bound for Massachusetts slaughterhouse briefly escaped Monday after crashing through electrical fences, jumping a berm, running across the interstate, and swimming through a lake. At this point, y'all should have let the dudes go, because, he made an even break for it. The water is believed to be 7 miles to 12 miles down in the Martian crust. Okay. Street artist Banksy on Monday unveiled a new mural of a rhinoceros that looks like it is climbing on top of a car in London. Major League Baseball and the Red Sox issued a 2-game suspension to Boston outfielder Jarren Duran after he called a fan a homophobic slur in an outburst captured on telecast on Sunday's game against the Houston Astros. Will we ever get politically correct in sports? As much as they try, I don't know. Don't think it's possible. The 22-year-old man has been arrested and charged with multiple hate crimes after police say he yelled "Free Palestine" before jugging. If you know what jugging means, it means exactly how it sounds. A Jewish man near the Brooklyn synagogue. A 4.4 magnitude earthquake hit Southern California on Monday, rattling a wide swath in around Los Angeles, the U.S. Geological Survey says. A mom who was attacked by a grizzly bear while jogging in Canada said her 2-year-old daughter was her inspiration to survive. Attorney for former President Trump has filed a legal notice announcing that his client plans to sue the Justice Department and the FBI for $115 million for alleged malicious political prosecution. Debbie McChrystal-Powell, a Latina Democrat, is challenging Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott, focusing on Florida's unaffordability and abortion rights. Macy's decision to close nearly a third of its stores will spark change in malls and communities across the U.S. Yeah, Macy's is a big one. A major blow to Team USA. The Court of Arbitration for Sport just said it will not reconsider the ruling that bumped Jordan Childs off the Olympic podium for her floor routine. Shares in Trump Media and Technology Group were down 7% after the company reported scant revenues and net loss in the first full quarter. 4 former law enforcement and military officers are accused of conducting a sham raid on California business home in 2019 and forcing him to sign away rights to his business. Rachel Lilly, a voice actor who starred in many Pokemon films and series of characters Misty and Jessie, has passed away at the age of 46. Tech billionaire Elon Musk's highly anticipated online conversation with former President Trump was delayed by technical difficulties. What? Elon, the Starlink king himself, couldn't get it up? More than 400 first-time voters from across the country gathered at an event in Washington, D.C. to discuss political issues in an upcoming election, but with a focus on being polite rather than being polarized. Sounds fun. The conservative House Freedom Caucus is pushing to add new national proof of citizenship requirements to vote. Must pass a funding bill risking a government shutdown before 2024 elections. The mother of a newborn baby discovered passed away in a dumpster in California nearly 40 years ago has been arrested, accused of unaliving the baby after she was identified with DNA. Authorities in Virginia's suburb of Washington, D.C. say they're investigating a break-in at a campaign office for former President Trump. Summer games will return to U.S. for the first time since 1996, and plenty of changes are coming. The FBI says it is investigating efforts to hack both the Trump and Biden-Harris campaigns. Elon Musk's SpaceX violated environmental regulation by repeatedly releasing pollutants into or near bodies of water in Texas. Texas wanted Elon there so bad. A video shows a large group of people on bikes brutally attacking a driver after having his vehicle damaged in downtown Los Angeles. The new COVID vaccines, which target the KP2 strain, the descendant of the highly contagious JN1 variant that emerged last winter, are expected to be distributed in the coming weeks. Elle King opened up about her tumultuous relationship with her father, Rob Schneider, in a recent appearance on Bunny XO's Dumb Blind podcast. Gypsy Rose, she's having a girl. A new judge and another mistrial request kicked off the jury's return to the racketeering and Pew Pew conspiracy trial for Atlanta rapper Young Thug after a nearly 2-month hiatus. This is the longest trial. I think we are caught up because it's starting to repeat. I don't know if I liked anything on here today. Today was kind of a blur, but I don't know. Let's see. Nope, I didn't. Guess it just nothing stood out to me. Donald Trump to Elon Musk, illegal immigration saved my life, back to Butler in October. I don't know what that means. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, daring duo's leap of faith. Has Orlando Bloom been in a movie in a while? Ellen DeGeneres, I just saw one of my mansions for $96 million. I know that's right. Vince Vaughn, I'm celebrating my Walk of Fame star with my fam, and Mel Gibson. Are those things even important anymore? Because they say you have to pay for them. Barack Obama, Not Like Us, done on his summer playlist. Vibes with Bae, Moneybagg Yayo, Shabuzi, and more. Yeah, Obama released his summer playlist. Obama just seems like he's living his quiet, peaceful life while the world is just erupting in chaos, and he graces us with, here's what I've been listening to so far this summer. It's like, is that really what you've been listening to? Instead of all this craziness. Salt and Pepper's son, Sandra Denton, wants Southwest to giddy up, investigate her plane incident. Rihanna's on the beach with her husband, or are they married? I don't know. ASAP and the kiddos. I don't know if they married or not. Kobe Bryant's last game warm-up jacket fetches $336,000 at an auction. YG and Sweetie, nothing sweet about a heated fight. Cops intervene. Donald Trump breaks ex-silence with campaign ads 1 year after his mugshot. Flavor Flav says, Jordan Childs, I'm going to make you a bronze clock. Actually, Jordan, that clock would be cooler than any other clock. And it won't fade. Kanye West is still partying with his wife. Jon Snow said that he has some mental health issues, but he's doing better. Alright, I think we're caught up with that too. I think, really, are we done with the news today? I almost hate to go to CNN. CNN is like the Walmart of news lately. For real. Israel and U.S. brace for Iranian attack as diplomats push hard for the Gaza ceasefire. I think all this news is pretty much repetitive that I already read. A lot of kids going back to school today. Lots of states passing the no cell phone rule, which I'm actually here for. Now, this was funny. Trump claims Kamala looks like Melania on her Time magazine cover, and that was just so funny to me. I don't know why. And Trump just, cause his voice, like, he just cracks me up. I don't even want to hear his voice though, but it's funny. So here's Rock's playlist, if you guys care. The fact that Obama takes time to write down his playlist cracks me up. So, court blocks immunity for Miami cop who arrested Hannibal Buress after comedian roasted him in a video.
No, it's me, Hannibal Buress. This cop stupid as fuck. Hey, put this camera on. Get out of here before you... Hey, what's up, YouTube? Alright, put your hands behind your back. For what? Are you resisting them? What's the charge? Put your hands behind your back. What's the charge? I'll let you know once you put your hands behind your back. Are you gonna charge? You gonna resist them? What's the charge? Put your hands behind your back. What am I on arrest for? What's the charge? What's the charge, officer? I'll let you know once... Turn around. Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening? Fucking man! I'm on arrest right now for calling him a bitch-ass nigga. Really? I think so. He's assaulting. What's the charge, officer? What's the charge, officer? Oh, you'll find out in a little bit. Can't be getting off your animal like that. I need it on camera. Have a seat. Have a seat. Film it. Film it. Guys, get out of here. Guys. Film it. No. He can be filmed. I'm already filming. There's no need for him to film. No. He can be filmed. All right. Hey, what's up? You said I could film this, right? Yeah. This is legal. Correct? We out here. Oh my God. Apprehended? What's the charge? Hey, get out of here. No, they don't have to get out of here. They don't have to get out of here.
Anyway, Buress is he's able to sue. But, yeah, it sounded like the officer was a little butthurt. Alright, let's get into these Reddits. How often do you type out a comment only to realize mid-writing that you don't really care? I hardly ever comment on anything anymore. One, because I even hate if I get a good comment and I get notified, someone liked your comment. I can't stand that. So it's been a long time since I've really even commented on anything, unless it's on my channel, of course. But, yeah. Somebody says, mostly when I realize that actually posting said comments will bring me a headache by people either hating me, arguing me, or something that they like. Like 90%. This is one reason why I don't post a lot on, like, TikTok. Oh my gosh, you can post an opinion on there. Everybody disagrees. Somebody said all the time, I'll be typing away thinking all this stuff fired up, and then I'm like, wait, do I even care about this? It's like, come on, brain, get it together. But hey, at least it keeps my typing skills sharp. What's the worst physical pain you've ever felt? Probably, I still will say, I've had cesareans, so that's really fast. The healing part sucks, but definitely get the gas chamber in the military. Still the worst pain. That pain in your chest, oh man, it burns. Cluster headaches, like an ice pick, so hot it's red. On top of the pain throughout the attack, there's bonus where it feels like the ice pick is jabbed harder. So pretty much headaches, nerve pain from a herniated disc. Kidney stones. I don't ever want a kidney stone, but I've heard a lot of people complain about them. I would not want nothing to do with that. Being run over from my ankle to my shoulder and having road rash, man, having scrapes and road rash, man, them things hurt. Sciatica, all dental pain, all of it. Scalding hot soup, abscess, infected teeth, testicle torsion, an ingrown nail removed from big toes. Soon after the aesthetic wore off, someone accidentally stepped on it. Oh no. This stuff reading this even makes me hurt. Getting an IUD. I tore my ACL. Ovarian torsion. I didn't even know that was a thing. Only knew about the testes. Somebody said contractions. See, I've had contractions and still not worse than that gas chamber pain. People who discover a deal breaker partway through the date. What was the rest of the date like? Blind date, friend of a friend. He did not just stop talking the entire time, didn't ask me one question. I just sat there mentally playing my favorite songs in my head until the bill came, because I'm a nice person and thought they might be nervous. Gave him another chance. The same thing happened over the phone. I fell asleep for 15 minutes and then woke up. He was still talking. We did not meet up again. The guy admitted to being technically homeless and crashing in a studio with two other guys, which gave him a little privacy, and did the hand gesture. Told me he'd had 13 concussions and might already have a dementia. Didn't believe in key rings, so he kept his keys on a rope. Farted on a cat. I could go on. So much happened. He got up to go to the bathroom, and in the moment of inspiration and panic, I suddenly gained my self-awareness and realized I could leave. I threw money down on the bar top, made a sympathetic eye contact with the bartender who had been watching the train wreck go down, and then sprinted out the restaurants. He unalived his dad and was accused of assaulting his sister. Both came directly from his mouth. You can guess what I did next. Immediate red flag was she told me she had no money, and then she ordered the most expensive beer on the list. Halfway through the day, she said she came from her ex-boyfriend's house, but don't worry, it's not like I sucked his wiener or anything. I finished my drink and excused myself to the bathroom. I tracked down a waitress and paid for our drinks. When I returned to the table, I told her I didn't think this was going to work out, and I left. The double whammy of using me and being crass did me in. Well, at least somebody said she definitely sucked this thing. At least you told her. One Once this date explicitly told me after I ordered my first drink that he wouldn't pay for my drinks unless I went home and slept with him. I didn't drink any of my drink, immediately went to the bathroom. I had to pass him on the way out, so I went up to him and told him I was leaving. He then proceeded to try to walk me to my car. Halfway through the dinner, she asked me if I was religious, and she asked me if I would consider converting. When I said no, I spent the rest of the day trying to explain why I didn't need religion in my life, and she took everything I said as a sign of what, who knows. Finally, I tried to find a good excuse to end the day, and the best thing I could come up with was I had to go grocery shopping. She then followed me to the grocery store. Somebody said she was fishing for the Lord. Prior to our first date, he said he didn't have any kids while he was driving me home after our first date. He mentioned that he hated letting his baby mama use his car because she always messed with his radio station. That took forever. I was just out of high school and wasn't looking to date anyone with kids. With how disrespectful he was during our date, finding out that he had a kid was automatic deal breaker for me. He then kept calling and texting me, and after I blocked his number, he kept creating new social media accounts to get a hold of me because he wanted to go for a second date. Kept bringing up that he was making money, so I'd be an idiot to not be with him. Smart. Alright, these are a little long. What's the weirdest rule you had to follow in your childhood home? I grew up in a black home, so everything is kind of, even though it seems weird to us, we all kind of live the same childhood life, but you could not keep the refrigerator open long. I mean, the list is long. Couldn't keep the refrigerator open long. Couldn't be going in and out the door. It was just like letting the air out if you were doing that. Yeah, the list is long. I wasn't allowed to put sugar in my tea because my mom told me that when you go to prison, they don't let you have sugar, so it'll make prison that much harder. Strange. My parents were hoarders. We were not allowed to mess with their stuff or clean it or anything. It was a nightmare to live in. My dad passed away when I was younger, but after my mom died, we had the house and its contents condemned, razed, and sold the land. To this day, mess makes me anxious. We weren't allowed to talk during meals. My parents said it would teach us discipline, but it just made dinners really awkward. Was actually, no, this is too long. I wasn't allowed to do anything near windows. My mom was convinced that our neighbors were always watching us, so I had to crouch down whenever I went by a window. That is funny. Guests weren't allowed to use the upstairs washroom. And when I say guests, I mean specifically if me or my siblings have friends over. We weren't allowed to offer them any food or drinks except water. Pretty sure my mom just wanted to make my house as inhospitable as possible so that she could destroy those friendships. She thought their friends were a distraction and that studying was all that mattered. I mean, I get it, but like, your mom probably was saving money too. She ain't trying to feed all them kids. No one in my house was allowed to go outside if it was raining. My mom believed it would make us sick immediately, no matter what. You had to have a hat on in the winter. You had to. And you had to have your neck covered. Those are things I don't do now, and I'd be like, when my throat starts hurting, I'd be like, I need a scarf. My father refused to buy a weed eater or an edger. He made me edge the yard with barber scissors. This wasn't punishment, it was just Saturdays. Oh, that old school cleaning. Not allowed to say I hate everything. I hated mustard. I had to say I liked mustard but didn't prefer it. We never went out through the front door, like ever. There are doors you're not allowed to use. If you had like a family room door and then your main door where your nice furniture was in, yeah, you could not open that door. It's like you always gotta go to that family door, and some houses are like designed like that, so I get that one. We weren't allowed to chew gum after 4:30 because we wouldn't be getting enough use out of it. That's hilarious. We weren't allowed outside if an adult was at home, even into high school. Got off the bus with a group of kids and sit outside chatting with them for a few minutes before going home. Neighbor told on me, grounded for 2 weeks, decided, okay, if I can stay outside for a few minutes, I'll invite them in our house. Since no one said I couldn't, yep, grounded for a month. No wonder I have problems making friends. Actually, the fact that your neighbor was watching out for you is good. And as obnoxious as that is, we are missing that in our communities, neighbors watching out for kids. My My parents never let me look at people kissing on TV when I was a kid. Not sure what they were trying to teach me, but I guess I should thank them for my adult awareness. Now, my mom did this to me, man. She bought me like a Barbie and Ken, and I had them like kissing in the sunlight, and my mom took my Ken and hid him. I couldn't find that dude forever, so like Barbie's husband had to be like a bottle of lotion because she stole him. I finally found the brother. I mean, she took the whole man out my whole home just because they were like kissing in the sunlight. Like, my mom was so strict, like, on me. It was crazy, but it was because she was a teen mom and she didn't want me to be. It was just funny, but like, yeah, I always think about that. Let's go ahead and get into our story time. It's sad because it would be good if she could have got a lawyer, because if she could prove that, like, she created those recipes, it could be a case behind that. You know, one thing I always said about Paula Deen and a lot of people in her position, and it's something, I've lived in Georgia, but I guess you can consider me a northerner a little bit, but something about the black people down there, they have this thing where it's like they're scared to speak up for themselves. And I can only speak for Georgia, what I experienced, and I've heard people say this before, but like, it's almost like they're scared to rock the boat if they see something wrong. And actually, I think the person that even blew the whistle on Paula Deen was a white person. But all them black people around her when she was doing and saying all this stuff, they did not say anything. And I don't know if it's because they were scared to get fired or what, but it's just sad that dynamic that happens, and it still happens to this day. It's just crazy to me. Yeah, I don't understand this video, but this lady walked into her sister getting busy with the bathtub. She took the faucet off. Somebody said, I just would have went down the drain.
You know what? For the first time ever, I'm going to tell the story. I've never told the story before. Look again. I'm going to tell the story for the first time in my life. This is why I stopped talking to my biological mother. Here it is. 32 years old, my sister gets out of prison, and I'm the only one trying to help her. And she needs a lot of help. Where's she going to stay? What is she going to do? Because, again, she's been in prison with this institutionalized drugs, all these different things. I found a ministry that I paid these two ladies to just kind of mother her and nurture her. And she stayed in their house with a few other ladies and young girls that were kind of going through the same thing. And my sister was still struggling with drugs and, her body and use for drugs and all these different things. And it was more than a 32-year-old boy could handle. And my sister has a younger daughter who's like a child to me and Tammy. Her name is Monica. Incredible. She came into my life. She was 14. She showed up at my doorstep and said, "You my uncle." I didn't even know I had a niece. And so at 14, she was 14. I was about 31, 32 years old. And so Monica is living with this lady who's like a grandmother to her. And so I say to Monica, I said, we need to, and to the ladies my sister's living with, we need to find a way to get people together to help my sister. So we reached out. I had somebody reach, it was either Monica, somebody reached out to my biological mother, Deborah, Sandra, and then they have another sister named Dee Dee. And we needed to do an intervention to help Sawana. Because again, this is not my daughter. Sawana's not my daughter. She's my sister. Sawana has a real mama living. And I need help from the family because, again, it takes a village. It takes a village. Right. So I called. I'm sure if I called. I don't think I called, but I had somebody call everybody together. A representative of you. And so we met up all together at the house that Monica was, that Sawana's daughter Monica was living in. And when we all met up, everybody showed up, but my biological mother, she showed up with her new husband. Nobody had ever known this man. Nobody knew who this man was. She shows up with her new husband. So we're trying to do this intervention. And it's not going well because my biological mother has always had a temper. And the way she was communicating with my sister was not compassionate, was not healing, and it was a struggle for me to watch the way she was handling my sister. It was very difficult. But I could see she was trying. I just, it was like I remember as a child the times that I would be around my biological mother. She was a firecracker. I'm a firecracker. I got that too. And so the way that it was going okay. It wasn't going the way, that I pictured in my mind, like the Hallmark card. You know what I mean? I'm saying? I had in my mind the Kumbaya.
You're Kirk Franklin. You thought you had everything under control. People think you have everything. You're wearing designer from head to toe. You sell out arenas. You do this, you do that. Everybody knows who you are. But I can't fix this. And I'm 32 years old. See, I'm 54 now, so you look back and like, 32? I don't know what I'm doing. Right. So
as this intervention ended, Deborah, my biological sister, my sister and myself, as it ended before we were about to leave, we all three hugged. Because we had been around each other years. When we started hugging, it was either Sandra or Dee Dee. I think it was Sandra. One of them said, "Oh, this is," I could hear one of them say, "This is so beautiful. This is the way family should be. This is the way y'all need to be doing." And then I said, "Hey guys, this is not about us. This is about Sawana. This moment is about Sawana. We need to focus on Sawana." After I said that, Deborah's new husband in the corner, he yells, "What you need to do is call your mama sometime." I said, "Sir, I don't know who you are, but she's the mother. I'm the child." He says, "Yeah, but you call yourself a Christian." My boy, I reached up and made my way over. I was giving go, and it turned into a whole mess. And it got heated, it got bad, and my mother did something that crushed my heart. She grabbed his hand and said, "Come on, baby, let's go." And she walked out of the house on her two kids. And she stood by the side of this Nigga.
Nigga.
I can't say it because somebody always says something when I say it.
I will.
And walked out with him. And they told me I must have blacked out because they told me what I said. As they said, I followed them outside on the porch. Because on that hood, you got porches.
Yes, sir.
They said I walked out and followed them on the porch and I yelled at my mama, "That's right. Go ahead and walk out like you always do." And the fact that she took that man's hand and she did not say to him, "Baby, you stay over there. This is between me and my kids." Kids that I know I did not raise. Kids that I know I did not nurture. Kids that I know I did not protect. Kids that I know that I did not provide for. Kids that I know that I did not defend. Kids that I did not love. Kids that did not have their mama. You stand over there and let me deal with my kids. She did not deal with her kids. She took that nigga man's side and walked out with him. And I promised myself, now, see, I couldn't protect myself as a little boy, but as a grown man, I will never be put in a position where you will ever be able to do me like that again. And so for 23 years, I did not see or speak to my biological mother. So when this happened last year, and after all that I've gone through, and to still get these denials, I'm not good, but I'm good. I'm good. For me, there's nothing else. Two DNA tests? You denying 2 DNA tests? I'm good. I got too much to deal with. I can't. At some point, you got to save what is still together. Did somebody get that?
No. I'm with
At
you.
some point, you got to save what's still together.
Yes, Lord.
Because you can't give them everything to break.
You bruised, but you ain't broke.
Yes, sir. But you will be if you give them everything to break.
Because I say this, when I hear you talk about this situation, I'm getting goosebumps listening to it.
That's the first time I ever talked about that.
Thank you. But I would tell you this. You've allowed your mother to make it right, and she constantly failed. Where you just, if she said, hold on, baby. Hold hold on. I can make it right now.
Right now?
Kirk, I'm here.
Right now, with both of us.
I'm here. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm broke too.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah, hold up. Big game. Watch this. About a year or two later, I'm in Louisiana at a concert. And I have to do a meet and greet. Do you know that there were these strangers that walked up to me? Cam, God is crazy. These strangers walked up to me at the meet and greet and said, Kurt, we just want to apologize to you. I'm like, this is my first time meeting these people. They said, we are the children. We are the children of the man that your mama married. And we heard about what happened. That's him. And we're sorry because we know him. And we know what he did, and we know the spirit of it. We know because he's our biological father. And we want to say, dude, who? The odds of that.
Yeah.
The odds of that. You got to be careful how you treat people.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, a lot of times I find when parents don't raise their children, they're not going to get it one day. I know that's hard for a kid to resolve because a lot of kids have these deadbeat mothers or fathers and they think, well, maybe when I get older, they'll be parental. They never had it. If you can't get it out the mud with your kids and your responsibilities when you have them, you're not gonna, it's rare. Some of them come around and do the right thing, but for the most part, when they don't do it in the first place, they're not gonna become these great parents or these supportive parents because they never had it in them. And clearly, she found somebody that matched her freak, per se. But yeah, good conversation.
As of 2 o'clock this afternoon, there is a total of 107 confirmed cases and 5 suspected cases linked to this outbreak. This shows a trending down in case numbers being notified compared to earlier last week. And as I said, I'm confident we've now passed the peak of cases. Earlier this week, we had a detection of Legionella bacteria on a sample from a cooling tower in Laverton North. The tower was visited early in our investigations on the 30th of July. It was disinfected within 24 hours of that visit. The team has again been on site twice this week to resample the identified tower and carry out further precautionary disinfection. Today's development is significant, and I'm confident that we've now located the source of this outbreak. We're working closely with the operator of the cooling tower to understand how this Legionella bacteria grew in the tower, and they've been supporting us closely with this investigation. While the hazard has been controlled and case numbers are decreasing, there may be some individuals who have developed symptoms but perhaps not yet come forward for testing. Therefore, my advice to the community does remain the same, that if you have symptoms, please seek medical advice, especially if you've been in metropolitan Melbourne prior to feeling unwell. What we do know is that most cases linked to this outbreak appear to have been exposed to Legionella between the 5th and the 20th of July. And they're then presented with symptoms on or after the 15th of July.
Melbourne. If y'all from there, they got an outbreak of that Legionnaires.
Y'all, this is my bitch Scotty, and I'm from the South. She runs the South.
This lady looks exactly like Jim Carrey. Her name is Heather Shaw. Exactly like Jim Carrey. It's hilarious. Marty Marr. Last time I seen him, he wasn't that funny. I hope he's back. I hope I can hear some good reviews. this whole, like, portable car wash fell down in this car. I don't even know how it happened, but they're gonna have a nice lawsuit.
Don't suck his person. Ooh, ow, 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 ow. Ow, because it's not, it doesn't feel like it's warming up. Ow.
Just give it a minute.
Okay.
Obviously, it's hot.
Hey, I don't need a lecture.
I'm not lecturing. I'm just
It
saying.
sounds like one of those. I know it's hot.
That's it.
Okay. All right, fine. Now let's just stop.
Stop playing with me. Why would you do? You did that much over. You did not that.
I gotta prank my husband with something like this, a hot iron. I mean, he's so easy to trick.
My husband cheated on me with another man, and I found out because I walked in on them on the act. I've never been honest about why our divorce is happening, and I'm ready to be now. My name is Carly, and I'm 34 years old, and my husband's name is Brad, and he is 36, and we live in Indiana. My husband has a best friend, Jared. Jared and his girlfriend broke up, and he's been over a lot recently, which I didn't mind. I wanted to be a support system for him. He always said he was going to marry this girl, and now that she was out of his life, I did not mind whatsoever if he came over and hung out with us and the kids. But it turned into every day, which once again, I never said anything. However, sometimes it really was overwhelming because I never got alone time with my husband anymore. Or even time for myself at that. My husband felt bad for me, and he got his parents to wash the kids, and he gave me his card and told me to go to the nail salon and get my nails and feet done. And while I was gone, he was going to pick up the house for me. If you're a stressed out mom, you know how much this actually means to us. So I was so freaking excited. I went to my favorite nail salon. As soon as I got there, they told me it was going to be about an hour wait. So since I didn't get any alone time with my husband recently, I just thought I'd go home and hang out with him for about an hour, and then I would go to the nail salon. And this is when my world completely shattered. I got home and I instantly saw his best friend's car. Did I care? No. I didn't care though until the moment I walked in the door and I heard the unimaginable. Mind you, I had no idea my husband was into men, nor did I know his best friend was into men. Worst part is my husband is the frickin' taker. I have been mortified ever since, and I just told everybody that we just were not working out, which everyone knew was a load of BS. But I was not about to tell them the truth. That was until he started a rumor that I was seeing somebody else. And then I found this page, and I said, you know what? I hope this blows up, and everyone from Indiana, from our small town, knows exactly what happened. So, honey, I hope you and Jared are very happy together. And now you all can come out to the world, because I am done keeping your dirty little secret. My husband cheated on me.
Now he was a bottom too, honey. You walked in and your husband was taking it, honey? If my husband's friends is coming over, if anybody is coming over my house every day and you don't live there, I'm like, when are you going home, bro? Like, that's weird. Like, men don't have that much to talk about and that much hanging out in the world. Like, I'm glad she's doing well. It's sad they got kids and stuff, y'all. Y'all gotta stay woke. Y'all, this is a show. We'll be back tomorrow.